Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Musings and happy Thursday morning to you. I appreciate you being with me. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. And we are continuing our study of the 70 weeks of Daniel chapter 9. We've been focused over the last few videos, on the phrase that 70 weeks were determined to seal up vision and prophecy. And this morning's video will be the final one in that discussion, even though an awful lot more could be said. But nonetheless, we'll get into that momentarily. But I do want to remind you that beginning tomorrow, I'm going to be reviewing, responding to, and debunking Dr. Brock Hullett's book, Debunking Preterism. Mr. Hullett claims that he was a full preterist at one time, but has now rejected it. And so he's written a book, and he's gained a bit of notoriety. He's been on Joel Richardson's TV program. He's been on Dr. Brown's TV or YouTube program, interviewed. And so he's getting a little bit of attention, as it were, to his book and to his work. And I've had a number of people contact me and say, hey, could you address Mr. Hullett's book? More than happy to do so. By the way, let me make this comment. In his interview with both Richardson and Dr. Brown, mention was made that I had debated Dr. Brown. Well, guess what? I've tried repeatedly to get Dr. Brown to debate me again. Had 2 debates with him. So far, he has refused to debate me again. When I challenged Joel Richardson to debate me, he said I was being arrogant and unchristian and made some accusations against preterism that were absolutely blatantly false. It's little wonder, and if you go back and watch my review of Joel Richardson's book, Mystery Babylon, Unlocking the Bible's Greatest Secret, i.e. the identity of Babylon Revelation, you will see why Mr. Richardson clearly would not want to engage in a formal public debate with me on the issue, because his book is absolutely pointless. It has no validity. It is extremely weak. It is anachronistic. Well, I could go on. Just go back and watch the videos that I did reviewing Mr. Richardson's book. But anyway, beginning tomorrow, Friday, I will begin responding to Brock Hullett's book, Debunking Preterism. You don't want to miss that. All right. Now then, Daniel was told, Daniel 9:24, 70 weeks are determined to seal vision and prophecy. As I've shared with you, I mean just a tiny few of the multitudinous quotes that could be given about the definition of seal, vision, and prophecy. What's so amazing is that across the entire denominational spectrum, dispensational, premillennial, amillennial, postmillennial, scholars of all stripes agree. Seal, vision, and prophecy refers to the comprehensive fulfillment of all prophecy. As I suggested to you in a previous video on this, everyone agrees, everyone that I'm familiar with, agrees all prophecy is fulfilled at the time of the resurrection. Okay? By the way, once we understand that Daniel 9 is predicting the resurrection, i.e. the bringing in of everlasting righteousness, which is the new heaven and the new earth, then guess what? Since Daniel 9 foretold the resurrection, the bringing in of everlasting righteousness, and since the 70 weeks would be fulfilled no later than the fall of Jerusalem in AD 70, that means the resurrection was to be fulfilled no later than AD 70. And that agrees perfectly with the definition of seal, vision, and prophecy. All prophecy would be fulfilled by the end of the 70 weeks. The 70 weeks extends no later than AD 70. Therefore, all prophecy would be fulfilled no later than AD 70. Now let me drive that home. Let me reiterate that virtually everyone agrees that the time of the resurrection is when all prophecy would be fulfilled. At the fulfillment of all prophecy, the new heaven and the new earth arrives. Man is put into the presence of God. Man is restored in Christ to the presence of God. Okay, with that in mind, now I want you to notice, keep in mind what we have seen. Daniel chapter 9, seal, vision, and prophecy, i.e. fulfill all prophecy, no later than AD 70. Daniel chapter 12, prediction of the resurrection. Verse 2, when would it be fulfilled? When the power of the holy people was completely shattered. Perfect agreement with Daniel chapter 9, verse 27. When would all things written be fulfilled? I shared that with you on yesterday's video as I responded to and refuted Kenneth Gentry's objection. But Jesus said, speaking of the fall of Jerusalem in AD 70, these be the days of vengeance in which all things that are written must be fulfilled. And now watch this. Revelation chapter 10, verses 6 and 7. In the days of the seventh angel, when he is about to sound, the mystery of God foretold by the prophets, by all of the prophets, would be fulfilled. So, seventh trumpet, fulfillment of the prophets. Now, by the way, Revelation chapter 10 is a direct echo of Daniel chapter 12, verse 6 and 7. We have the angel standing on heaven and earth, lifting his hands up to the heaven and swearing by him who lives forever and ever. Look, Revelation 10 is a direct echo. It's saying the time of Daniel chapter 12 has arrived, will arrive in the sounding of the 7th trumpet. Okay? When does the 7th trumpet sound? Well, let's see. In Revelation chapter 11, you have the destruction of the city where the Lord was crucified. Any doubt about where that might have been? You immediately have the you have the destruction and the judgment of that city. And then what do you have? Revelation 11, verse 15, in the days of the sounding of the 7th trumpet. Fall of Jerusalem, sounding of the 7th trumpet. What happens in the days of the 7th trumpet? Oh, the kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our God and of His Christ, and He shall reign forever and ever. It is the time of the dead that they should be judged. Resurrection. Do you see the perfect harmony between Daniel 9, Daniel 12, Luke 21, Revelation 10 and 11? You have seal, vision, and prophecy, which is the fulfillment of all prophecy. At the bringing in of everlasting righteousness, which is resurrection, no later than AD 70. You have Daniel chapter 12, verse 2, the resurrection, at the time when the power of the holy people would be completely shattered, AD 70. You have Luke chapter 21, verse 22, when all things written would be fulfilled. When was that? Fall of Jerusalem in AD 70. Revelation chapter 10, the time of the fulfillment of all that the prophets spoke, the mystery of God, in the sounding of the 7th trumpet. Revelation chapter 11, destruction of the city of Jerusalem, sounding of the 7th trumpet, resurrection. Folks, this is perfect harmony. Absolute perfect harmony. It's one of the reasons why I wrote this book, 70 Weeks Are Determined for the Resurrection. I'm telling you, you would just be absolutely amazed, as I've shared with you before, of how clearly, how powerfully, how irrefutably Daniel chapter 9 foretold the resurrection. Daniel 9 is the basis of a great number of New Testament eschatological prophecies as the New Testament writers anticipated the fulfillment of Daniel's great prophecy. And they did not envision it 2,000 years away. They did not envision a gap between the death of Jesus and the consummation, the time of the judgment, a gap of 2,000 years. Final fulfillment. of Daniel 9. The establishment of the kingdom, consummation of atonement, bringing in of everlasting righteousness, the sealing of vision and prophecy were all to be fulfilled no later than the fall of Jerusalem in AD 70. Listen, get a copy of my book, 70 Weeks Are Determined for the Resurrection. Go to my website, donkpreston.com, BibleProphecy.com. Order this book. I will include a copy of Can God Tell Time? Absolutely free, no extra postage, no extra anything. You order a copy of 70 Weeks Are Determined, you get a free copy of Can God Tell Time? Well, thank you so very, very much for joining me for this morning's Morning Musings. Don't forget, tomorrow we start debunking Brock Hollett's book, Debunking Preterism. You don't want to miss that. So we'll see you on the flip side.